Hello everyone, welcome back to another video and another episode of Racing News or Motorsport News. I am your host, Harry Berry, back at it again with another one. Today we're going to be talking about what's happened over the past 2 weeks since I've uploaded on this topic. First off, we have the elephant in the room, the Daytona 500, starting off with NASCAR. Yeah, buddy! NASCAR! Starting a good old NASCAR. Well, was it one of the Daytona 500s of the ages? Just pure chaos, just like it has been for the past pretty much 10 years. Absolutely chaos in the final laps, especially the last 10 laps. In the background, I'm going to have some racing clips, if you will, in the background over the race. And yeah, as you can see, the race was pretty uneventful until the final few laps. That's pretty normal for NASCAR. NASCAR is pretty much what I like to call the accordion of racing, because you have cars that are bumper to bumper the entire race. The second there's a red flag, a yellow flag, they immediately start to scatter. They got to pit, all that, and then they bunch back up once they go green again, and they all crash, and then it just repeats and repeats and repeats until the race is over. It's basically how the Daytona 500 went, except it only happened in the final 20 laps. It was just wrecks. Here is the final lap of the Daytona 500. I'm going to let it play. As you can see, pretty hectic, especially going into turn 1. This is a tri-oval, so I'm pretty sure it's only technically 3 corners, technically speaking. In my head, it's just two really long corners and a bend in the straight, which we don't really call a corner in racing. We just call it a curve. It's not really a corner. Yeah, Tyler Reddick pulled off the win. I forget what position he was before the checkered flag, like the lap before, and then he obviously won the race, so he was in first at the end of the race, but I want to know what position he was the lap before. Here it is on screen. So reaction picture for whatever it was. I don't know. Didn't watch the race. I watched the final lap, but I didn't even pay attention to see what happened. If you know what I mean, like from where he was to the winner. I just watched like, oh my god, that guy won. That was my reaction. I'm like, oh, Tyler Reddick won. Cool beans. But in other interesting news, though, from the Daytona 500, Michael Jordan wins his first ever Daytona 500. You might be like, Harry, what are you yapping about? Michael Jordan's a basketball player that's retired for the past 15 years, 20 years, and he's a billionaire. What does he got to do with NASCAR? Well, he owns the team Tyler Reddick drives for, so technically he's credited with a win at Daytona, just like how Roger Penske is credited for all the wins with Penske Motorsport, and they're the most successful motorsport division of all time, is simply due to the fact that Penske owns the team, and apparently, Michael Jordan owns number 45, probably a few other cars. Here's them on screen. But yeah, Michael Jordan pulls off a NASCAR legend race win. Crazy. Genuinely nuts that a basketball legend owns a NASCAR team in the first place. That was beyond me when I found that out. I'm like, Michael Jordan owns a NASCAR team? Like, what is this world coming to? Why of all things is he interested in NASCAR? Get this man in F1, dude. He could probably own the team. Might actually make it interesting to watch, low-key. But, yeah. This marks one of the triple crowns for Mr. Michael Jordan. He's now won a Daytona 500. Love to see him in other motorsports, such as IndyCar. That'd be the Indy 500. That's one of the triple crowns. The other triple crown is Monaco. And technically, I like to call it the quad crown in motorsport. You have the Daytona 500, the Indy 500, the Le Mans 24 hours. That's my triple crown, but the actual triple crown is the Le Mans 24 hours, the Daytona 24 hours, and the... what is it? Sorry, my brain just disintegrated into a billion pieces. This one on... whatever. Yeah. My triple crown is Le Mans, Daytona, and Indianapolis. Those are the 3 hardest races possible, in my humble opinion, of a motorsport fan who's been watching motorsport since I could remember what I was seeing type beat. You know what I mean? But yeah, kind of getting off topic. Am Am I the only one who like thinks these NASCARs are kind of ugly? In all seriousness, these cars are kind of hideous to look at. Am I the only one tripping about this? I think I'm not the only one tripping. But, of course, they sound as beautiful as ever. Still naturally aspirated V8s from Chevy. They still sound sexy as ever. I don't think the sound will ever die. The sound's more iconic than the cars themselves. But, we gotta move on. Been recording for over 8 minutes now. So we need to go on to the other motorsport news, the ones that you people watch me specifically for, F1. It is, at the time of recording, 10:30 p.m. on a Wednesday. So this is day 2, test 2 at Bahrain. Oh boy, we have some news from preseason testing in F1. And I know y'all are really excited, all 3 of you who watched me, to hear my opinion on this motorsport. Preseason testing is almost over. At the time of this recording, when this video goes live, it will be the last day of preseason testing, and I will actually upload a video on Sunday as well, giving my final predictions. It'll be a short video, but I'm going to give my final thoughts and opinions on this season and how I think it's going to go, because that is the last time we will see these cars in action before March, which, what is it? January, February, March, April. So, yeah, next month is when they go live. So, we'll have almost no F1 news for the next 3 weeks. So, I'm going to, of course, keep y'all entertained with probably some F1 fun fact videos about the 2026 cars, compare them to 2025, or even when we got new regulations last time in 2022. So if you want to see me compare the 2022 cars to the 2026 cars, I will gladly do that. But we need to move on. We have news from Aston Martin, and oh my lord, there's drama going on down in the Aston Martin paddock. Oh, Fernando Alonso, my GOAT, one of my GOATs. My GOAT's actually Max. But Fernando Alonso has my heart. In all seriousness, it has been a terrible week for Aston Martin. Fernando Alonso says, and I quote, "I think our team chef can drive this car." Moment of silence. That's bad. To give you context, the designer and engine supplier behind this team, Honda's their engine supplier, but the aerodynamic genius of Adrian Newey, the guy behind the RB19, the car that won over 20 races, 21 races out of 22, the most successful car of all time. Yeah, that guy. Are we serious? You're telling me his car is Yankee Danky Doodle shite? Are we serious? That's crazy. That is genuinely crazy. But a lot of drivers have been complaining about these 2026 cars. We have Max Verstappen saying it feels like Formula E on steroids, which if you have one of the fastest drivers of all time telling you that, man, these regulations are ass, there's a problem. But it's not just Max complaining. We have Lewis Hamilton. I posted a short earlier this week of him complaining about the grip levels, saying it's worse than when he drove in GP2, which is F2, back in like 2006, I think, or 2004. That was ages. That's over 20 years ago. He's saying the grip in these 2026 cars is the lowest he's ever felt, period. That's saying something. I know Bahrain has never been resurfaced, and it's sandy, it's dusty, it's in the middle of the desert. But Lewis Hamilton, a 7-time world champion, is complaining about the grip levels. He's been in this motorsport since he was pretty much a toddler, by the way. I know his come-up story, but oh my god, he's saying that the grip levels are the worst he's ever experienced. That is a problem and a half. I'm telling you, if you have multiple world champions We have Fernando Alonso, a 2-time champion. We have Max Verstappen, a 4-time champion. We have Lewis Hamilton, a 7-time world champion. All of them are complaining about the grip levels and saying the cars are shit. What the fuck is going on in F1? Genuinely. I mean, Formula E is a really competitive sport, probably because the cars are just washing machines on wheels. Anyone can drive them. I mean, literally, this is also motorsport news. Formula E pretty much held a celebrity-only race or whatever. I can't remember what place it is, but here's it on screen. Literal influencers like Cobby Lame, the Max guy from Max Ruins Everything or whatever. From what is it? Freaking College Humor back in the day, dude. That guy? Yeah. Or you might know him from the Career Ladder on TikTok. Yeah. That guy. Just Richard Hammond's daughter crashing it into the wall as a woman would in this kind of sport. I'm joking. Don't cancel me. But these, literal just randoms driving professional grade machinery. It means anyone can drive them. But I had more fun watching that than I did watching all of preseason testing. Sure, there were some funny haha moments, some overtakes, some people getting racy, Osama bin Russell turning on his targeting systems to Hamas people into the barriers later this season, stuff like that, you know what I mean? But when it comes down to motorsport, I want to know who's going to be the quickest this year. And it doesn't look like a lot of people are going to be fast, in all honesty. Colapinto, get him out of the sport. Oh my god, bottling a fake practice start with the rest of with some dudes on the grid. Are we serious? Bottling a fake start, couldn't even stop on the grid correctly. What's going on, twin? What is going on in Formula 1? And we also need to move on to some not so nice words said by Lando Norris. Oh, Lando, you're making it even harder for the Formula 1 community to like you. After having an ego that soared above the clouds last season, everyone's saying you are the least deserving world champion of all time, and you just proving your haters correct every time. Keep your mouth shut, please. Especially for this comment, and hold up, I gotta pull it up on my phone and read it to y'all. And I'm also gonna put it on screen because you're gonna read it along with me. Hold on, let me find it. If Max doesn't like it, he can retire. When he says he doesn't like it, he's referring to the 2026 regulations in the car. We get paid a stupid amount of money to drive. This is true. So you can't really complain. Max is a full-time sim racer, part-time F1 driver, and he's successful in different motorsports as well, such as GT3. It's a fun challenge. It was the first F1 car he's ever... If it was the first F1 car he's ever drove, he'd say it's amazing. Some of you might say that's a valid take. Max Verstappen has been racing in F1 since he was 17 years old. 17. The motherfucker couldn't legally drive in his home country, but he could drive a Formula 1 car. And he won his first race when he was 18, subbing Daniel Kvyat at the, 2016 Spanish Grand Prix at Barcelona after the two Mercedes killed each other. First race in F1 in a Red Bull, he wins. I don't think Max Verstappen gives a lickety shit, okay, about this sport anymore. He's just doing it for fun. He's up all night on his sim until 2, 3 in the morning, regularly, doing whatever he wants. The GOAT does what he wants. He says what he wants. Come on now, Mr. Lando Norris. You can't be saying, oh, if he doesn't like it, he can just retire. Motherfucker, we would say the same thing to you. Oh, if he doesn't like it, he can just retire. Right. And I'm not going to get into my opinion about the 2025 World Championship and how Lando was completely non-deserving of this world title. Like, Lando had the fastest car pretty much in Formula One history, and he still nearly bottled a 140-point lead in the World Championship. If Lando Norris lost the World Championship, he would be the clown of the millennium. If you lose a 140-point lead in any fucking sport, you deserve, and I'm going to have to bleep this out. At that point, just at that point, okay? If you're going to bottle a 140-point lead, yourself. And the only reason he won the world title, and this is a true fact, and we all know the quote from Maxi Pad Verstappen, is Charles catching him or not? Us Red Bull fans put our entire hopes and dreams on a Ferrari, which we all know was going to end up in flames. I cried when I heard that message. Is Charles catching him or not? I cried. Legitimate tears came out of my eyes when I watched that race. I was so pissed off when I saw Lando finish in third. You might be like, oh, this is how Hamilton fans felt back in 2019. No, 2020. Sorry, 2021. We don't talk about Abu Dhabi 2021. Yes, this is exactly how I felt. I felt enraged that that stupid little fuck won the world title. Anywhoosies, we're getting off the point. Okay? The fact is, Lando Norris nearly bottled a world championship by 2 points due to the GOAT, the Lion, chasing his ass down and winning 6 out of the last 7 races. The GOAT. In the last part of the F1 news, Ferrari fans, you are cooked. You have a new curse on your side. Lewis Hamilton is actually officially dating Kim Kardashian, and I'm so sorry to say you now have to deal with the Kardashian curse and the Ferrari curse. It's over. It's over. Even after statistically having the fastest car on the grid at the end of testing, yeah, y'all are cooked. Y'all are cooked. The Kardashian curse is real. Any black man who has stuck their meat inside of one of the Kardashians, their entire life has just flipped upside down and just been ruined. Except Travis Scott for some reason. But anywho's, it's gonna be bad for Ferrari. I'm so sorry for Ferrari fans. This year's over for you, twin. But we also need to go to Williams. Williams, why are we failing safety tests? What's going on, Williams? Why are we failing safety tests? Alpine, still poo. Irrelevant drivers. Pretty much irrelevant team. Cadillac. Now, I know I did a quote-unquote livery reveal of Team Cadillac back in Barcelona testing. I thought that was their actual livery. I'm a bit of an idiot. It wasn't. Oh, dearie me, it wasn't them. Yeah. It's been rough. Yeah. The Cadillac, take everything back I said from that video. That car looks like It looks like Mainly due to the IWC logo just directly in the forehead. You know what I mean? Like, no. No. At least their suits look cool. And I guess the helmets look cool. But the actual car, reminds me of like the McLaren Mercedes from like 2008. Like, it's like, I mean, at least the 2008 McLaren looked good. You know what I mean? Like, this car just looks like dooku shite. You know what I mean? It's, like, they couldn't gone with like, just kept it black. I mean, we have silver arrows from the Mercedes boys. At least they could have gone like white or just gray, or just kept it and made it black. But, that's just too difficult for anybody to do these days, you know what I'm saying? I also need to talk about McLaren's livery, because I did say I would reveal it after testing, and when they finally revealed it. 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. It's not ugly, but it's just been copy and pasted for the past 3 years in a row. So unoriginal as hell. Just 2 out of 10. Just trash. I mean, it looks good, but it's the same thing. I get the phrase, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But at least switch it up a little. Like, change the color scheme. You could have blacked it out. Kept it all black, like I said. Like, from the Barcelona testing, when it was all black. That was cool. You could have kept that. But no, we still have to have the chrome wheels. And I'm talking about Google Chrome, not the color Chrome. Ugh. Sorry, ugh. Shaking just thinking about it. Ugh, it's disgusting. But I'm going to give my final thoughts and opinions on Sunday. Don't worry, this video is going to be uploaded on Friday. But on Sunday night, I will be uploading a really short video of who I think is going to be champions. But I'm going to go ahead and give my rundown as of right now. Wednesday, which is day 2 of 3 of test 2 of preseason testing at Bahrain. I'm going to have to put a title fight in prediction between Ferrari, Mercedes, and McLaren for constructors. And for drivers championship, I'm going to have to give it to a battle between Leclerc, George Russell, and Max Verstappen. That's it. Max has been doing some really cool techniques where he's pretty much keeping it, like sliding it into first gear through some corners to keep power, because these cars like almost instantly drain their battery pack. So it's going to be really, really cool to see what he does, because he's been doing some really cool techniques with his car. Only problem is, and there's a big, big negative, it is destroying the gearbox a hell of a lot faster. So we'll have to see how he does with that. But in other news, that's it, really. Again, I'll give my final predictions this Sunday, so subscribe for that. Always make sure to like and subscribe. It tells me that y'all actually want to watch this stuff. And I want to thank y'all for over 50 subscribers. Big milestone. I think we're at like 57 right now. It's crazy. Love you, Ferrari fans. Most of Ferrari fans have been subscribing through my shorts, which if y'all want to watch the shorts, they're all over the channel. But most of y'all are coming through my Ferrari dream video that I reposted from Instagram. But it don't matter. Y'all been loving the content. Thank you so much for that. And we're just growing and growing, so thank you. But that's enough yapping from me today. Well, yeah, I will give my final predictions this Sunday to see who is going to win the F1 World Championship. But we will be without F1 for a little while. We will find out when or how the season's going to go on March 13th. That's when the season starts. First race in Melbourne, in Australia. I will see y'all there. Not literally. I'm not going to be in Melbourne. But I will see you at that time. I will make some filler videos in between that time, don't worry. And especially during F1's summer break and winter break for next season. So I got y'all covered with the F1 content. Trust me, trust me, trust me. I want to thank y'all for the support on the most recent video I made. Not the Fortnite one, the one before. Thank you for watching. That's all I have to really say. But yeah, that's enough yapping for me today. I love y'all. Remember, love one another. Love God. Make sure you tell someone you love them. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Love y'all. Bye.